Oh, dude, you shot him in the dick.
Huh?
That's not cool, Butters. You don't shoot a guy in the dick.
Who are here, but Josh isn't. Hi, this is Kevin
What the hell?
Kalloway running everything.
Oh my god.
This is what we're doing now. He's Papa's gone, and we're here to fend.
It is the Chaos Goblin King running the show. The blue-eyed villain along for the ride.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, we were having these issues yesterday during the Sunday house party as well, because Josh is on vacation with the family and then disclosed in a very secret, undisclosed location, chasing wolves, looking for Bigfoot, and just getting up to all sorts of Joshua shenanigans.
Well, that's better than what I've gone through in the last week. I had kidney stones.
Oh, that's not fun.
I'm still passing them right now, dog.
Oh!
I'm on meds right now doing this show, so this is going to be an interesting one.
Oh, boy.
We cooking, baby.
Yeah,
and it looks like Josh is, too. It looked like he out barbecuing.
Yeah, I just finally got done with all that stuff. Finally into Raw. I don't know. Last time we went live, too, this kicked me off as soon as we went live.
That's right. I did the intro. It was fantastic. Grun did some. It was great.
I believe it. I believe it. I truly do. All right, so how goes it, Window Lickers? We're here. We're watching Monday Night Raw live. We got an hour with us three, the Bearded Brigade, as we're called. So let's talk about it, Kevin. We didn't get your insights on the PLE that we just had over the weekend. So we're going to talk a little bit about Raw as it goes on, if something pops off. But majority of the focus is going to be what Kevin thought about the PLE.
Well, man, what's popping off right now is that Rusev is slapping the shit out of Sheamus. And I always love watching Sheamus matches because you just know in the back they're looking at each other beforehand and just saying, we're just going to hit the shit out of each other today. And I'm here for it.
Me too.
But as far as my PLE thoughts, I thought it was actually pretty solid. I didn't have too many major issues with what went on. WWE's biggest problem right now is that they're booking so long-term and so like 80s style that sometimes you don't get a little bit of the surprises. But I thought we had one because we thought Fatu would be holding that shit forever.
Yeah.
That we did.
And boy, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
But he
two
but
title
he did
defenses.
for a really, really good reason. It's because it took 4 people to beat him.
Exactly.
It took all 4 people to beat him.
Yep.
100% true.
It was a completely good decision, completely good booking. Protects Jacob and puts over Solo.
Yep. And is that the first Jacob Fatu pinfall loss on the roster?
I believe so.
I think it is. Which that means Solo can yell about it too, which is perfect booking in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives us a surprise of like, oh, it's not just Solo losing to, Fatu so that Fatu can move along.
Yeah.
It gives all pieces of business there. The Cena Punk match did everything it needed to do for me. It was chaos. It was. I think at the end of it, I just yelled "Bloodline rules" while I was watching it.
Pretty much.
Hey, was that United States title? Was that Bloodline rules also?
No.
Okay, so the ref did see all the interference.
No, the ref. No.
I don't know.
All right, so I know. I remember the chain of events. So JC Mateo had the ref during the Tangaloa one.
Okay.
And then JC Mateo was taken off of the apron. And then Tangaloa was gone. And then the ref took a bump. And when the ref took a bump, he didn't see the Hikuleo interference. And then Hikuleo hit the thing and then back in. But I don't disagree. It was a lot of shit.
I mean,
but
he had
that's
to be blind on a lot of that.
I mean, in fairness, the ref in the Cena match took one shoulder tackle and he was dead for 5 minutes, and we just let that happen.
The
We just let that
internet
one go.
lost their mind.
We just let that one go. The ref wasn't revived by Seth Rollins' huge fucking music pop.
Yep.
I believe Charles Robinson, the tweet he put out after it happened and he got backstage is, "I'm alive."
Oh no! That's not even what I'm talking about, because that was the backup ref. The first ref,
the little Nate
tackle from Cena. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know
right.
what you're talking about now.
Charles Robinson took the nastiest ref bump I think I may have ever seen. He
It
committed.
was gnarly.
But that match was everything I needed it to be. As Cena goes forward, my assumption is after the King of the Ring match, it was a solid King of the Ring match between Orton and Rhodes, but it was ultimately pretty predictable in the end. I thought the match was good, but the winner was never really in question, which does hurt the match sometimes, and I think it hurt it a little bit here. But at the same time, if you just said, "Hey, we're going to put Orton over with no real plan," you're going to you'd just be doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
And that's also bad in a different way. So unless you can do those swerves and you have a plan, it's best to just stay the course and see what happens.
Well, Kevin, let me interrupt you, but not interrupt you. You know what I mean? Specifically on this topic, when we get to the Jade and Asuka pin, I think we need to have a deeper discussion on that, especially with this, because the fans did not know a concise winner at that moment. That's why there was no pop. So, yeah,
we'll just go right there because I think that's everything I need to talk about with the Cody match. It was a standard good match. It was a good match. It just lacked. It was predictable in a sense, and I think that's the booking in general right now. They build you up for that one or two matches that you don't feel are predictable at all, and it's just like, oh shit, and then they have you, and then they have you, and then they have you. That's kind of what this booking does. It's the antithesis of the Vince Russo booking, where it was so all over the place that sure, you didn't know what was happening, but you also didn't know what was happening at all. And like nothing could ever be concise or like coherent. It was just like, well, we're going into the next Jerry Springer skit.
Very true.
But as far as the Jade Asuka one, it felt like when she went back, I don't know if a shoulder came up. I don't know if that was a problem there, but from the camera angle, it looked like it could have been a problem because the switchers. This is a little behind the scenes stuff because I've seen some of the backstage things. Is they have switchers in the back that go in between cameras. So if you feel there's a problematic angle or something that you don't want to be seen by the fans, you hit one of the switchers and go to another camera. They did that like goddamn lightning from the hard cam.
Yeah.
So there was something they were trying to hide. And my assumption is that Asuka's shoulder came up a little bit when it wasn't supposed to happen. Go ahead.
I believe a house said last night, correct me if I'm wrong, Grun, but it seemed like Jade, like she torqued too much. And I think, Grun, you brought up the fact that Asuka was such a professional that's when her body goes limp and she lets you take over so you can get the pin that you want. But in the same sense, maybe Asuka should have. I don't know. You know,
so as a performer, there's really no way to hide it. Because if she did fight back, that risks her injury. Because how I saw it, just how I saw it, when Jade went for the pin, she leaned back too far, and she lost her own balance. So when you lose your own balance, if you aren't going with it and you're fighting it, that could rip a hamstring. That could rip something. That could rip and tear. Like we're in a Doom game. And we don't want to be in a Doom game when we're taking a pin. So Asuka did what she needed to do, I think. And it's tough in that scenario because if you had two veterans in there in that match, they could have called an audible and got to another finish. They could have done something else. They could have done an extra sequence, whatever. I also don't think they wanted the Jaded move to get kicked out of, which is another big thing.
Yeah.
But Jade's in there, and she still, to me, I still see the greenness in her, which is fine. People at different levels go up in different levels and whatever. See literally the guy who's about to main event Saturday Night Main Event by the name of Bill Goldberg. Like, people at different levels of actually wrestling and in-ring stuff can go up depending on the booking, how they're presented, whatever they can do, anything. Jade has ascended quickly because of a look and because of circumstance and because of a lot of other things. And that's okay. But that also means that we need to protect some things and lay out more of a match and stick to it instead of calling more audibles, if that makes sense.
So you're saying you need to basically, with Jade, for until she can have control of a match at any moment, they need to streamline the matches and stick to exactly what they come up with.
Stick as close to it as possible, I would say, because there's always detours in matches. It's never going to go 100%. Something's going to go wrong, or you got to get somewhere, or whatever. Someone took a bad bump and wonkied over to the corner instead of the ropes. But Jade needs to be in there with people who can lead her, who are ring generals, like an Asuka, who's been in this business for 15, 20 years. Like, Asuka can lead anyone in a match easily, as long as they listen. There's probably a language barrier, but, there's that,
I
too.
think she did that well in this
I did,
match.
too. I thought it was a decent match. It's just the finish that went off wonky.
Yeah, and that's the heartache there. Yeah. I know I had some things I had to say because I'm a little frustrated as a Jade fan. Mm-hmm. But then again, after last night, sitting around thinking, Grun, I have to go back to the fact AEW did her no favors. No, it's almost like they hindered her completely.
Tony Khan's entire focus was Tony found a woman that was a bodybuilder that wanted to be in pro wrestling, that she enjoyed it. She had the charisma. She had she had personality. Yeah. She had she had something down, but she didn't have it honed. She knew how to be a character, but she didn't have it honed.
And she knew how to be what she is really good at is being herself. I think that is what we're seeing in there. Mm-hmm. She just doesn't have the pro wrestling movements and experience.
Yes.
But knowing who you are is like most of the fucking battle.
Yeah.
Then you just need to figure out the rest of the stuff.
And Josh, I think you mentioned this yesterday when it was Jade Cargill that probably forced WWE to decide, okay, everyone from AEW, if we sign anyone else from AEW, they're going straight to NXT until we figure out how good are they actually. Do they have it down?
That was brought up during the discussion from one of the fans, but it was during this moment that she is the reason why you see that now. I mean, but it makes sense. NXT's not, to me, NXT's not this minor league thing that a lot of people pin it as. No, it's actually, it's truly a way to plant your seed and let that start to sprout in the WWE universe. And honestly, she should have had a good 3-month run in there and let her figure it out. I mean, because you'd be under the guidance of guys like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's valuable.
And let's also mention the fact that, look, no disrespect to Bryan Danielson, no disrespect to Kenny Omega, to Jon Moxley, to all the amazing veterans in pro wrestling that were in AEW helping her learn. But the fact is, you could see clearly they did not have enough experience teaching people. Jason Albert, the coaches in NXT, have been coaching for at least 10 years.
I'll clarify one thing in that because I don't disagree with you, but I think there's a difference in style. So she was learning a completely different style in AEW. She was learning how to do sequences of moves. She was almost in an advanced class before she learned the basics. They didn't structure the basics. They just taught her how to do sequences and be like, oh, you do this move this way, you do this move that, but not the whys. Because I think that's what a lot of WWE is, and that ends up showing through in a lot of the more polished workers in the end, because they're able to deal with. And I'm not saying AEW doesn't have good teachers or good workers, because that's not the case either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think because they moved her up the card so quickly that they needed her to go quickly. Oh, that's a unique spot. I like that.
Oh,
I like that. Oh, for
Yeah,
those of you
fans, just
for those of you
go ahead.
watching, sorry, I have to interrupt with this. I've never seen that spot before. He
No,
took off
and-
the turnbuckle cover and rammed Sheamus's throat into it.
and the ref decided to not call for a DQ. Machka kick. Oh,
Game.
God.
Oh wow,
Can
I like it.
I want a last man standing match between these two.
Yes, please. Good match. From what
We
I've been able
need
to
a-
watch while discussing.
Yeah, we need a Sheamus award for this year. I mean, this
Oh, my
dude, this
God.
is 2
We
years
need
in a row.
Sheamus award for multiple years.
Dude,
He's putting on bangers,
Mhm.
and not to be like it is, but banger after banger after banger.
And you know
This
what? He
dude is
doesn't have
doing
that
them.
many like PLE matches. He does this all
No.
on Raw.
yeah.
He is
That's-
okay, so Sheamus to me now has taken more of the role of Dolph Ziggler,
Yeah.
where he doesn't take the like wild crazy bumps that Dolph Ziggler did to make sure everyone's shit looked good. He just goes out there and says, "All right, fella, we're going to beat the shit out of each other and then I'm going to put you over. Deal?"
Oh,
We're going with it.
yes.
Hey, Kevin, since we have you on here and you're one of our known Karrion Kross fans,
I am.
have you ever heard anything to the rumor that he's not a fan of taking back bumps?
I've never heard that about him. I don't know where it came from. But I do know this about people is as they get older in the business, this is something I've done. I did this like 2 years deep. It's like, okay, how can I take less bumps and then when I do take bumps, make them more meaningful? So in that sense, like if you're a bigger dude and Karrion Kross is a bigger dude compared to half the roster, make them work to bump you. It's not that he doesn't want to bump or doesn't like to bump. It's that like, hey, how can we make each bump meaningful so that I don't, kill myself?
Yeah.
Because
No, I
that's
get
the
what-
psychology of it. I just had a match with it. Actually, it's how I won the title. I just had a match with a guy by the name of TJK. Shout out to Taeyon. He's like 150 pounds, maybe less. He's a small guy. I didn't bump until like 10 minutes into the match. Is that a fake grande americano?
That's gotta be Ludwig Kaiser.
That's Ludwig Kaiser.
That's not. Look at the Creed brothers.
They don't know
They're
what's happening.
selling it so well.
They don't know what's happening. He walked like Ludwig Kaiser. But I didn't bump until late into the match so that they could sell. Oh, he's taking this, this 150-pound dude is taking down this 260-pound guy, and there's Karrion Kross beating the shit out of Sammy again.
Man.
Here we go. So we're going forward with Kross and Sammy. I like that.
Yep.
Um,
I'm very happy with this.
yeah.
like his
Speak of the
shirt.
devil, and he shall appear.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! What does he got?
A lead pipe.
Oh,
Right across the ribs.
I like that Scarlett wasn't there until just now.
Didn't need to be.
No, she didn't. I just thought it was funny that she walked in the screen.
I love his new shirt.
I do too.
Oh yeah.
The fact
but
it says Cross Colt on the back.
yeah, but like you work up to those bumps over time too. So like Goldberg isn't going to bump for Rey Mysterio right away.
No.
It's going to take Rey Mysterio time to knock him down, get him off his feet, hit something big, something like that. I think that's probably more where the rumor has come from. That's probably more likely to me. It's Occam's razor, so to speak. It's the easiest answer. It's a guy who doesn't necessarily go out there and say, yeah, I'm just going to take every bump. He tries to make it meaningful.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Karrion came out of that match and at the very beginning was taking bumps
I
left and
know.
right. So I think it's
I think he
somebody who's just
proved
out
people
there.
wrong just to fuck with them.
Exactly.
I think he saw that before the
Exactly.
match. He's like, bet. Because I would
Yeah.
have done the same thing if I were him.
It has to be because, like, I mean, to me, Carrion's gonna do whatever gets him over even more with the fans.
Yep.
He's gonna do stuff that benefits his character and what he's trying to tell, and not taking back. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
You know,
I
the way
agree.
you explained it made sense. Like, it's more of a respect thing for being in the business for so long to not just come out the gun and take a
Not just that,
619 right
but
out the
respecting
gate.
his size a little bit too. Because
Yep.
Karrion Kross is not a small dude. He's not the biggest guy on the roster, so I'm not saying, he's not almost Omos size and, takes like one bump a match maybe.
Yeah.
But he's a bigger dude compared to quite a bit of the roster. So, like, make them work a little bit.
I like it.
I'm trying to think of what else happened at the PLE because I don't remember other. Because I like this. I like the Karrion Kross Sammy match, and Sammy did have to win that. The internet can say whatever they want. Sammy needed that win more than Kross did.
So Kevin, I will respectfully disagree.
Sure.
I think Sammy winning was a move made to please the Saudi audience, which I don't fault WWE for making, but I think Karrion Kross needed that win for Sammy to have to face the possibility that maybe he needs to reach into a darker side, to have that struggle, that feud, and keep the feud going with Karrion Kross.
But that
Right.
could be done without the win too.
I was
Because
just
that's what's happening.
I mean, yeah,
Karrion Kross is now attacking Sammy and doing that. I don't
say that.
I don't know if it was a move made to please the Saudi audience. It could be. Sammy isn't exactly loved by them, though, based on the years of everything. It might be almost one as an olive branch to try and get them to like him more.
Yeah.
Because Sammy has historically refused to work in Saudi Arabia. So I don't think he has the best publicity over there until recently. I'm not sure. It might have been. Sometimes those things do happen. And you put over the people who are, who are going to be pleased by that and whatever. But at the same time, I feel Karrion Kross tends to gain more from losses than he does wins a lot of the time. Because he has this grasp on so many things with the storytelling aspect of when he should be smiling, when he should be like, hey, this is what you should be doing or whatever. We saw it during the match. It was a good storytelling effort while being a nice, not that hard of a match. Karrion Kross, regardless of how he's presented, he does need wins now. He didn't need that win, but he needs wins now. Karrion Kross is going to keep making something out of it. As long as you give him TV time, that man will continue to make an impact. He doesn't need a lot of wins, but he needs pivotal wins. And I don't think that was a pivotal win only because it was a very short time to build it to. They just kind of threw it there. But what it also shows, and this is what he proved to them, is that he can do a PLE match, make it good, tell his story. So now, for the next couple months, it's going to be Sammy and Kross. We might even get a SummerSlam match.
Yeah. I mean, all of that is on the table. Honestly, as a Karrion Kross fan now, because he's brought me over to his cult, I enjoyed the work he does.
Too.
But he's proven it. He's proven that he can tell a story that is captivating. So
he's also proven that he can make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yeah, he
which
can.
Is a skill in this business.
Yeah.
Holy shit, is it a skill in this business?
So we got Daniel Garcia in the chat saying something that I saw on Sunday towards the end of our Sunday house party on X, and that is Octagon Jr. is no longer taking independent signings, and it does appear that he has signed a contract with WWE.
Bring on the masked invasion.
Why
not? He had a passable match with Dom. He did well at the Worlds Collide. I don't see a reason not to bring him in. We've got a lot of luchadors coming in, and I think we're going to see a lot more of them in general. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah, we got Gunther coming out, and sure he's going to say some words about Goldberg. But
I love his entrance.
I wonder. Here's my question, because this happened last week. Gunther came out and said all this disparaging thing, and the crowd cheered him the whole time. Like, is Gunther the face now? Because that's what it feels like.
Unfortunately,
put him up against guys like Goldberg. Yeah,
unfortunately, people don't want to see Goldberg win. They know he's not going to win, so they're not going to waste their energy cheering for him.
There's a lot of us who don't even want to see him.
Yeah.
So, I think the Goldberg match, I don't hate. Okay.
I don't hate it, but
Kevin, I love you, so I hope you don't say the things I think you're going to say.
I understand the money-making venture of this match.
Yeah, very true.
Of it. I know why this match is happening. It's a match that was supposed to happen like last year, so they want to get that in before Goldberg is gone forever. Cool.
Gotcha.
That's probably part of it. Second, it's a legend coming back, a legend that's having his last match guaranteed. Because if he wins it, he's probably just going to relinquish it. We're going to do tournaments, I guess. Actually, if he wins it, I guess we're probably just getting a Seth Rollins cash in. That's my guess.
Yeah,
I would love it.
I can't imagine otherwise. Because then you can, if you do
but that's
that,
a waste.
It is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down the dark path real quick. Go down the dark path of Goldberg beating Gunther.
Oh God.
I know. Come with me on this journey.
I will.
Okay. So the reason you might have Goldberg beat Gunther is hurt by no losses at this point. I don't think he gets hurt by anything. He is impervious. He has held titles for 80% of his WWE career. It's tough. He can take a loss when he needs to. I don't think it hurts Gunther at all to take this loss. It hurts the title if we just relinquish it. And we just go, oh, Goldberg won it, but he gone.
Okay, I see that.
However, if you were to have Goldberg win, and then you had Seth cash in, you know who you're really putting over in that? Because it's not Seth.
The title?
No. It's going to be Braun, and it's going to be Bronson. Because those are the two people who are going to kill Goldberg before Seth wins.
Okay, now you're kind of talking me into seeing this.
But they wouldn't be able to only have to take out Goldberg because Gunther would probably be furious that this is how the title is going to be won.
So we're putting over Bronson and Braun more then.
Yep. Yep.
Because it's not Seth who's getting that rub.
No.
It's the other two bodyguards. Those are the two guys who are going to be taking him out. So if it does happen, and I'm not convinced because I think you should put over Gunther here anyway. That's my opinion. But if you want to go the other way, there is a way to make it work. And it's just who you want to put over right now rather than, whatever you want to do.
Damn.
I'm saying there's a way.
I just hope. I hope it goes.
I know it makes sense, right? I hate when it makes sense.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Grub?
Oh, I was going to jump onto a different topic unless you had another comment, Josh.
I was just going to say Gunther's out here in the ring right now, pretty much laying groundwork for this Goldberg match.
Yep.
And I was just going to let the fans know that we are just watching Raw live as it happens and talking the past PLE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we got
some of the upcoming theories.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of upcoming, we got Evolution upcoming, and the women's tag team titles will be defended in a fatal four-way match. Team, the defending champions will be Raquel and Roxanne of Judgment Day versus one team from Raw, one team from SmackDown, and one team from NXT. And I want to know, guys, do you think it's that team from NXT is going to be Sol Ruka and Zarya?
That actually is my guess. Yes, I think that's going to be them.
I think it's going to be them. It almost has to be.
It has to be. Those two
Who
are
else?
so
What,
over.
what other teams are there?
I don't know.
There's only one other possibility to me, and it's the rest of Fatal Influence. But
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be involved enough in the title match that I think you just keep them there.
Yeah.
That's, again, my opinion. You give the rub to someone else to give them more appearance.
Yeah. Zarya needs that. Sol Ruka is probably, at the rate she's going to be called up next year.
Probably. Oh, here comes Seth.
Yes.
I'm curious what the other teams from Raw and SmackDown will be in that match too, though.
Yeah. Because I don't know of any other legit teams.
Yeah.
Wow, Seth is going simple in his attire nowadays.
I love it.
He got a custom Money in the Bank for this attire.
Oh,
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, that thing looks beautiful. I love it.
It kind of looks dope, though.
Yeah,
it really does.
I love it.
And I love the fact that Heyman's carrying it above his head.
Yeah,
it gives it that little bit of extra sprinkles on top. Well,
it's the same thing he did with Roman when he was carrying the title.
Exactly,
it's the same
Very
thing.
true. And that's why Heyman is so important to have if you're trying to push somebody.
Yep.
Heyman's an interesting part in this, only because he doesn't really have motivation that we know of to stick around to this group right now. Right, like it started and it made sense when it started, right?
Yeah.
It made sense with the turn, but staying with Seth hasn't really been explained, right?
No,
it's just been like, hey, we want power.
I mean, a placeholder until the one comes back.
Is it? Is it a ruse? Could he be going along with something else? I don't know. But that's the beauty of Heyman.
Yeah,
you can believe anything.
He's always scheming. He's always got a backup plan.
I am curious. I'm curious what Seth's gonna do here.
Wearing Versace sunglasses inside.
Seth freaking Rollins. I love how Gunther just goes right at Heyman. He doesn't even care about it.
Yeah.
You gotta really like how they're just like placing Seth in all these little spots, and they're just working. They're just working.
I like also that Seth's group has made so many enemies that they're almost uniting like the Avengers to stop him.
Yeah, and they, and literally they're like, "Bring it on! We don't care."
Yeah. Because what at the PLE he tried to cash in, and he was stopped by Sammy Penta.
Yep.
Because Penta did his walk down while Cena was getting his ass whooped.
I love that. That was the
equivalent. It was the equivalent to Matt Hardy getting his ass whooped and Jeff Hardy coming out and doing his dance on the stage.
You gotta love it, though.
I yelled at the screen like, "What are you doing?" It was hilarious.
Yeah,
probably in the worst of ways, but still.
Still great. It's those little things though that captivate an audience, because that's something that, look, Kevin, you're a trained wrestler, and that's what you've seen and you brought to us, and it was a great moment. I remember seeing it and being like, why is he still dancing?
Well, we pointed that out when we were doing the Sabu's final match watch. Because Sandman was just meandering around the stands while everyone in the ring's getting their ass whooped by the Coger brothers.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's really a normal Sandman thing to do.
It wasn't normal in that specific scenario.
No. You would think the retirement match of one of your closest friends, you'd want to get down there with some urgency.
Maybe with some urgency. Maybe you hit him with the kendo sticks, clear him from the ring, and then you drink the beers. Then you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Punk. Yep, no shocker here. Turns out if you screw someone out of a title, they want to kill you.
Seth, please end his freaking career.
Man, I don't have the problem with CM Punk that you guys have.
So at this point, my issue is not so much of who CM Punk is or what it's the fact that he's still pretending that he's rebellious, that he's still an outcast. It's like, dude, you could not be more corporate if you tried.
I don't know that I've ever really gotten that notion during this run.
So
I've never gotten the rebellious run from this.
No.
I've never but he hasn't said it either.
No, he hasn't. But
so I don't know where this is coming from, I guess. To me, Punk right now, he's never claimed to be rebellious. He said it's here for the money. Like, he's said pretty much that he's corporate. He said that. So everyone is looking back from 2011 and expecting the same Punk.
Yeah. I definitely.
And it's not.
So I guess my feelings for this, really, they arose during John Cena's pipe bomb a couple weeks ago. And it's like, yeah, because like in the lead up to wait.
Oh, LA Knight.
Oh, I cannot. Oh, come on, LA.
Made too many enemies.
Yep. This is part of that problem.
Uniting like the Avengers.
You called it. You called it.
Yep.
We are likely I don't know what we're going to see at
My
Survivor
guess
Series.
is Saturday night's main event, 3-man tag.
Probably.
Probably, my guess is LA Knight, not Sammy, because that'll be with Cross. He'll be dealing with Cross.
Yep.
Sammy, LA Knight, not Sammy, Penta, LA Knight, and Punk.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my guess.
That's interesting.
I can see that lineup.
I could also swap Penta out for someone. He's made many enemies.
And you know what?
Very true.
That Saturday night could be where they reveal the secret fourth member that they've been scouting for.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. But yeah, as far as the Punk run, like I do get where people are coming from, only because that's what he was before. But it just doesn't feel like that's what he's embodying now. They're just kind of looking back. And I agree that the Cena promo pointed some things out, but they were already there. So
yeah, my whole thing is whatever they're doing in the storyline, it's working, because John Cena has made me a fan of John Cena. So therefore, it makes only sense that they would make me an enemy of CM Punk in this story. And that's where I'm at right now, because I have bit the hook. I took the bait that they were fishing with, and that's where I'm at with it. My past stuff with CM Punk is Grun, where you're at with him on your thinking he's not living up to what he says. I have thought that in his own personal life, but as a professional, I've always liked what he does. Mm-hmm. I enjoy his energy he does bring to a locker room, because he does say those things, best in the world. That's his moniker. At one point it was truthful too. And it was very truthful even in AEW. He was the best in that company, which at that time was trying to take over the world. And you could say if WWE didn't pivot, AEW could have done it. And there's a lot of ifs in that one.
There's a lot of ifs there.
It could have happened. There was one point. CM Punk, whatever, I guess I don't like the way he handles himself towards the other groups, because I'm so used to the generation I grew up with. Because CM Punk was like my first, where I was like over 18 and I liked what he did. You know what I mean? So I wasn't a kid. I wasn't influenced by anything but watching his wrestling.
I mean, I enjoyed Punk. Like everything about him. Like the point that he's that fans do think of when they think of CM Punk. Like, yeah, I was completely on Punk's side against John Cena, during that time. So it's like this, and it just, I don't know. Either this is completely planned to make people like me feel this way, and like, hey, keep on eating that up, keep feeling that way, because because all you're doing is buying into the story we're telling you. And when that switch happens, like, damn, they were
But that's-
doing this.
Realistically, Punk is
is
switching
here.
heel in the next year, I think.
Yeah,
and that would be at the end of Cena's run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
forcing someone else.
Because I also would argue that Cena is turning face
Yes,
gradually.
I
It was shown in the match, and I'll tell you exactly where it was shown. Remember when he didn't hit CM Punk with the title? That happened.
yeah.
How did he win all the other matches?
He hit them with the title.
Uh-huh. Okay. He's turning face.
Yeah,
Or let me play devil's advocate.
He's turning
not
face
playing,
at some point. Doesn't mean it's
he's
now.
not playing into CM Punk's hand
maybe.
to where he can say, "Oh, he only got that win because of that title he hit me with."
But he played it into the hand regardless because of everything else that happened.
True.
I just don't want to believe that he goes out as a face. I want to see him go out as heel.
He's going out as a face, dog.
I just love him as a heel. He's so good as a heel.
I also really like him as a heel. I'm telling you, he's going out as a face. It might not be a long face thing, but he's going out as a face.
I think so, yeah.
Kevin just told me there's no Santa Claus.
Look. Listen, 3 months ago, I was with you, and I would look you straight in the face and said he should lose it on his very last appearance. I think I even said that on here, and I said he should lose it to Sammy, because I still think Sammy would be a better call, though Cody isn't a bad one. But the way that they're doing it right now, and the way that they've been laying these little Easter eggs and things within matches and everything, it's got to be a face turn at some point. Because otherwise, there's no reason for him not to take every low blow, every title shot, everything he could do. Because then you're putting over the faces more and more. But he needs to ride a line of turning face. So he can't do that, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I see what you're saying.
I don't want... Listen, also, Josh, I didn't want it to be this way. I wanted it to be the way that I talked about, where he was a heel the whole time. And then, like... Maybe when the last person beats him, he just raises their hand so that he can have a nice bow out to the audience and then fuck off. Like that was my dream.
That would be awesome, though. That would be
my dream. But I just don't see it happening that way. I think the company wants to make a little bit more money off face Cena, and I think that's probably some of the driving force. But it could be also that Cena got into the run and then he's like, I kind of want to go out as a good guy so that I can have those moments with the people for like the last month. I'm not talking like he turns right after SummerSlam. If he loses the title to Cody at SummerSlam, I'm not saying he turns turns face immediately. I'm saying more like around Survivor Series time, and then he gets like a month and a half with the people.
That could work.
It would destroy my Ron Killings theory. So
Well, how about I destroy something else for you? The Creed brothers were given advice earlier.
Oh, yes.
Here by Chad.
Yes, we waited to go online.
The advice was to them because Brutus was asking, what do we do? What do we do if we get lost?
Was Chad Gable's injured?
Yes. Chad Gable said, listen to Ivy.
So he wants
the group to self-implode.
Pretty much.
He doesn't want them to be around anymore.
I think Ludwig Kaiser's going to be the one to push the Creeds and Ivy to the next level. I don't know what Ludwig is going to achieve in WWE at this point, but you know what? He has always been entertaining. He has proven that he is entertaining, that he knows how to work the crowd, that he is one of the best performers and entertainers WWE has.
I really like this Kairi Sane video package. Not to cut off.
I do too.
It's
well
really
produced.
Nice.
Holy shit.
It is.
I feel like she's in an anime.
Or
like a live action adaptation of an anime.
Yeah. No, this is making her feel like that they're going to give her a little bit of a push and see how the fans react. We already know the fans like her.
Yeah, and she doesn't. I don't know if I got to talk about this yet, but with the Liv Morgan injury, people were starting to try and blame her. It was the most routine goddamn spot.
It was.
It was a wear and tear
Oh.
on Liv's shoulder from carrying the division for a year and a
Yeah.
half. Not, and
Yeah.
I mean that both literally and figuratively, because she
Sure,
had to
yeah.
take so many bumps as a smaller woman.
Yeah.
But it was a sprawl bump. We do these all the time. Just fall. Then when she caught herself, her shoulder popped. That happens. So anyone who is blaming Kyrie, stop. Just stop. You make yourself look like a fool.
I mean, let's also look at this. The best part about this is that it was a dislocated shoulder injury. Now,
Right.
no injury is good, but dislocated shoulder. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a dislocated shoulder is lower on the how bad it is of an injury.
It's not good, but it is lower. Yes, like a rotator cuff injury for the shoulder would be one of the worst.
Right.
Those are pretty common with workers and wrestlers. Just because of how much impact is happening right here. We tend to have shittier rotator cuffs because of it. And lifting. Lifting does that to us too because we have to stay in the gym and do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dislocated shoulder. I've heard of people dislocate their shoulder and then work a match the next day. So I assume the dislocation came with a couple other things.
Sure.
Maybe it tore like something because of the dislocated shoulder. That happens commonly too. So that's my guess. Or they could just be taking a huge precaution because someone dislocated their shoulder, and that usually means an injury's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, they're looking out for Liv Morgan's well-being.
They are.
Or making sure that that in 3-6 months she's still able to do this. She's still able to perform, especially when she just had the greatest run of her career, and that is not over exaggerating. It really was the best.
Not hyperbole. Wow, that was interesting.
It was an interesting.
Is it a back roll backslide?
Something like that. Like, I mean, like, it's one thing that I definitely appreciate is that when a wrestler finds a new way to do something, like I don't know if you guys have seen WWE LFD season 2, the episode that came out last night, but BJ did a reverse an Irish whip where he dropped to one knee, turned around, and speared the other guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's unique. That's not a finisher, but you know what?
I've definitely never seen that before.
Yeah, it's unique. It's making people remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Really, the only thing I remember from that BJ match was that he was called Pudgy.
Whoa! We don't talk about BJ matches on here. That could get us canceled.
Well, unfortunately, BJ has learned how to wrestle in the last few months. He's been off TV.
They probably pulled him aside after the season and said, "Hey, you better figure this shit out, or we're gonna kill you."
Yeah.
I mean, Bubba
Hit him twice last season.
There you go. Knock some sense into him.
Yeah.
This match it started off a little shaky, but it's gotten better the more it's progressed.
It looked like there was a couple and people don't tend to notice these in a sense. It looked like there were a couple things that went a little wonky, but then they saved it.
Yeah.
So
like a couple of those holds.
Yep.
Some
Transitions, but they pulled it through.
And that's the sign of good workers, by the way. Just to shout that out, because as long as you continue to do things and they look like you're in a fight and they look like you're trying to do something, even if you can tell, unless you're just going to be one of those people that just yell botch, botch, which is the dumbest shit, by the way. Unless it's something dangerous, like, or it's something that it's clear that they just went ahead and did some dumb shit anyway. Yeah. There's no reason to yell that. It's a fight, shit goes wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Because there's too many fans that I've seen just look at something to try and hate it instead of look at something to try and appreciate it.
All the time
in our business.
It's definitely all the time. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's like they want to hate something to be cool instead of just enjoy something that they say they love.
Exactly.
Yeah, you figure by now people will be over it. But fighting like okay, so fighting, I see what you mean, but at the same time, like, look, the Lucha Bros, the longer they hold off on making them a tag team, the bigger the pop is going to be when it finally does happen.
I agree with you on that, Grun, heavily.
But
The
if you notice
What they've been doing with Andrade, they had him team with Penta, then they
yep,
had him team with Ray, and both
they
times those tag teams got the biggest pop out of both
Yep.
matches.
The fans know they're heavily teasing it, so they're like, just keep waiting, because we promise we wouldn't have signed both of them if we never intended to make them a tag team. WWE Triple H never would have brought both of them in if he did not realize that as single stars, people love them. As a tag team, people love them. People will pay to see them individually and as a tag team. So
Mm-hmm.
why the hell not give them singles run and a tag team run?
I agree. And also, it feels bigger when two larger single stars come together into a tag team.
Oh yeah.
I'll just point to an example that coming off the top of my head. The Rock and Undertaker faced the Dudley Boys on a random SmackDown, and The Rock and the Undertaker won the tag titles that night from the Dudley Boys. Now, I know it's some Vince-ass booking, and it kind of buried the Dudleys as a tag team, but like that's a big pop for two huge single stars.
It
to be a
is.
team.
Yeah.
you are 100 on that one.
I
Big move from the top.
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
For a roll through.
good counter by Lyra.
Bailey enjoyed that.
She had a big smile on her face when they kicked out.
Yeah.
Those are the moments I enjoy seeing.
With somebody like Randy Orton coming out and
Yeah.
just absorbing the fans, loving him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Those are just some great moments.
Oh my god, yeah. It is. Randy is taking the time. He is enjoying his final years in WWE.
Oh, he is living life at this point.
I would not be shocked if either he opens up his own wrestling school or he says, "Hey, can I be a coach? Can I work with NXT?"
I also, in fairness, would not be shocked if Orton just said, "I'm done here. I'm going to go with my family,"
Yeah,
because he
I
seems. This is someone who's followed Orton's career because he's always been one of my favorites. Even after I got into the business, because I started to appreciate all the shit he did in the ring and went, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, I didn't even know about that." Orton it's been widely reported as being just a miserable pile of garbage when he first came into the business.
Yeah,
And
I do remember that.
I can't confirm or deny it, but if we're looking at those reports as fact, the version of him then and the version of him now are night and day.
Nowhere
He
near
is
the same person.
so happy outside and inside of this business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not pooping
In duffel bags
No, he's
backstage
pooping in duffel
anymore.
Allegedly.
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 Allegedly. He only smiles when it's brought up around him.
Yep.
Well, guys, we're
Creeping up to where we take off and let the fans
Yeah.
enjoy the last hour.
Oh, yeah.
We're about 6 minutes outside of that, I believe. Yeah,
Yep.
7 minutes. All right, so is there anything we need to promote? I know we're going to let them know where they can catch us, but
Yeah.
Kevin, do you got any promotions out there that you're associated with or looking at that's got a big show coming up?
Nothing in the next week. I've got a nice holiday week off. Gonna go up north, hopefully, if these kidney stones pass. So yeah, it's been a great. But I defended my title successfully, and then went to the ER that night.
I bet that sounds
Horrible.
It was awful. It was the worst pain I've ever been in. It felt like a face hugger was gonna come out of my intestines. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But just announced recently, Sanctuary Fight Club comes back July 27th. I believe that's the Sunday. So I'll be there. New Edge Pro, of which I am the defending Elevation champion still, will have a show on July 18th, I believe, in Waterford, unless they change the venue. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got coming up.
Awesome.
Any streams or anything you got in the works?
Not this week, but I think we're me and Annie, I think, are going to be doing a stream for somebody soon. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Ooh, yeah, let us know about that.
That we will definitely promote the hell out of that.
We have,
All
we
right.
have a worker in the business who's been going through some rough times. We wanted to do a little fun stream for him, so try and collect some money.
Hey, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Grun.
Yes.
What does your villainous face have to do?
Well, my villainous face will be available Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick at Grunmiester at all three. And we'll be talking about SmackDown, but more importantly, we do have to put over our Discord that we have available. Well, now bear with me for a moment because match is a draw.
Yeah, they did a double pin.
Oh my god.
I don't hate it.
Oh,
It's better than Becky coming out and just hitting both of them.
true. But so chat, the Discord link is discord.gg/9 uppercase WK lowercase u uppercase KQ 27. The Discord link will change every week. You got to get them. Well, you got to get the link while you can. And if you need the link, ask someone in the house call. Ask one of us. We will get you the link, and we will get you into the Discord. You understand? Discord might not be something you're familiar with using, but we will gladly help you and understand how to use Discord.
Yes, we had the chat chief join us, and he has no clue how to use it. But now he's a professional. We took him under our wing for 24 hours, and he's running his own Discord server. So that's amazing. Outside of that, friends, you can catch us every Monday here, 7 p.m., exactly what we just did. We talk about Monday Night Raw. We talk about what's coming up. We talk about what entertains us, and hopefully it entertains you and creates a discussion. So join us every Monday at 7 p.m. We're always here with IYH. You got Kevin Kalloway, the Chaos Goblin, and the Grunmiester, the blue-eyed villain, and me, the voice, Joshua Joseph, giving you Monday night. Outside of that, we have Thursday night. I will be back in studio for that one. So come join me in house at 5 p.m. on a Thursday where we go back and we watch ECW. It's the ECW watch along, and it is getting big. It is creating so much that we had to talk about the Discord because people were like, how do we get more of IYH? The Discord is where you get it. And on Thursdays, that's where you get us for the ECW watch along. Sunday is a house party, and you are invited. You don't even need to bring anything. You just show up and talk wrestling. That's when anybody in the IYH household is available. We jump on. We talk about that week of wrestling, what entertained us and what didn't entertain us. So jump into that. The last one was amazing. We had the PLE talk. We had Fiery House in the chat and on the screen. It was a fun time, and we invite you all to join us. There is so much content we have here at IYH, so many different creators, so many different talents, so many different people who just love creating and giving you guys our opinions. So join us for all the shows and anything that we have in store. And where to find us is that Discord, in our chats. Just hit us up. We will get you there. And until next time, we will catch you on the flip side.